Nobody wants to work anymore. This generation coming into the workforce, they are lazy. They don't want to do anything. This is stuff that I'm hearing all the time. And I think we have to discuss what work is, what people see as success, but more importantly, the huge disconnect that we as a society, we as a bunch of old, crusty bastards have. My name is Mike, and I'm a firm believer that in order to be old and wise, you first need to be young and foolish, and I've hit that one. So it seems like after the pandemic, at least that's what it seems like to me, there's been a narrative that nobody wants to work anymore. We can't find any skilled laborers. We can't find anyone to do this job or that job. And I think we have to step back, because there's lots of people that work. There's lots of people that want to work. But what we lost after 2020 is the blind labor force. The labor force that was just going in to grind and get a paycheck, because everybody was home for such a long time, spending time with loved ones, spending time doing things that they like, even if it wasn't in an ideal situation. But people started to realize that, no, I don't want to go work at the car wash. I don't want to check out somebody's groceries. I don't want to do inventory. I don't want to work in a factory. On top of that, you have these major mega corporations that don't want to pay a fair wage, that don't want to have mental health and stuff that's actually effective in the workplace. Yes, of course, every fucking corporation wants to talk about mental health until they actually have to pay something or help somebody. That's not what we're here for. I think we have to understand that this younger generation that doesn't want to work, they don't want to do the bullshit. They've seen it. Am I blurry here? Hold on. There we go. They've seen their parents, their older siblings. They've seen people that are working or have worked meaningless jobs just to put food on the table. And I think we're getting to a point where enough's enough. Yes, there is the image of the deadbeat kid that sits on the couch of his mom's basement playing video games all day. But there's just as much likeliness that that kid could go on to be a streamer and make fucking real money. That's what's weird, because so I've got young kids right now, and they love gaming. And sometimes I'm that old grumpy bastard who's like, no, you got to do something. You got to help out around the house, which they do. But at the same time, I have to make sure that I'm not belittling gaming. I have to make sure that I'm not belittling watching YouTube videos as I am on YouTube. It's instilling that I think a lot of the younger generations, first they start off by thinking they can just be a creator. But I don't think they're wrong. Working with OneClick in the AI space, I'm really seeing that I believe in the not so distant future, it's the creators, the people that get off the consumption wheel and get into the creation part of side of things, that are really going to start winning. Because what we're going to get is AI actually is, in my opinion, it's taking a lot of jobs. But what it's not going to take totally is the human connection. So if you have, and this is at any age, if you have a skill, if you have a thought process that might differ from other people, if you have things that you're good at, that you're passionate about, start documenting it on YouTube, on social media. Because there's a great opportunity where people are going to want to connect with other people. And this is how they're going to do it. Now, let's get back to this lazy generation. I don't know if this fucking thing's going out of Zoom. See, this is what happens when you get old bastard and new technology. Anyway, there is some truth to younger people not wanting to work. And part of that falls on us as parents, as leaders in the community, where we are allowing people to say they don't feel like working. Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. That's fine. But I feel my role as a parent, and maybe yours is too, is to say, get up, get a job, do some work. Because here's the thing. I understand that, fuck the man. I'm not just working for a corporation. I'm not just going to be a cog in the wheel. I get that. But through that struggle, and I'm not saying do it all the time, your whole life, but through part of that struggle is how we develop character. It's how we kind of find out who we are. What are we willing to put up with? And where are the boundaries? Where's the line that we as individuals draw? Where do you get your work experience or just experience in anything? A lot of that comes with work and working with different technologies, different people from different backgrounds, and really you get to understand the world around you. When you have that type of experience, it's a lot easier for you to share knowledge. So there is a push, or I believe there should be a push, where we tell those that need to be told, get out and start fucking doing something. That said, there is a lot to be shared about this younger generation that are fucking changing the world. And I say this with confidence, again, working in AI. The team, the leadership team, the founders that I work with are young. And they put in work. They put in time. It's not like time that I was putting back, pumping gas, throwing bags at the airport, like physical labor that would make you want to just go home and sit on the couch because you're just dead. You're just tired. Long day on your feet. They work differently. They're working from home on their computers, but the stuff that they're able to do. So we have to make sure that we're understanding when somebody seems like they're not working hard, what are they doing? Because that's the narrative, I think, is that we, as the older bunch, see it like you need to go and you need to work. You need to punch a clock. You need to tell your boss you are doing something. And that has changed significantly. The other problem that I think people like myself would have is that it's hard to get momentum in this young generation. Because here's the thing, AI, you want to be a lawyer. Well, here's what's happening. Lawyers don't need the junior assistants to look up the cases, whatever the fuck they're called, because they got AI doing it. AI is taking so many jobs. And younger people don't want to spend 10 years trying to build up their name, build up their credibility to fucking just barely make it at the end of 10 years. They want to put in the time for themselves. Part of the benefit, part of the problem of social media is that you see influencers blow up immediately. They rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in ad revenue. And it's so easy to look and say, well, I can do that. And a lot of people can. A lot of people can. But you have to work on yourself. You have to get there. You can't just turn on the camera and be an instant success. Typically. I myself have spent five years working on social media, working on my YouTube account, so that it could grow into something. But here's the difference. I've chosen to work on YouTube, to work on sharing my knowledge, to work on joining an AI team. Relatively, very relatively, no pay, low pay. But I, just like that younger generation coming in, I'd much rather do that and know that I am responsible for what I get at the end of that, as opposed to going in, putting in the time, putting in the work, shut up, ding-dongs, putting in the time, putting in the work, putting in the effort for somebody to potentially fire me, for somebody to potentially get in my way and say, nope, you're not getting promoted. Nope, you're not getting a raise. Nope, you're not with the company anymore. That's a big, scary thing. Everybody won't leave me alone. That's a big, scary thing that we have to take into consideration. I personally have a lot of faith that the younger generation, the people that don't want to work, I think they just need a minute to get their feet under them. I think they just need a minute to see what is working for them. I think they need a minute to understand the avenues that they have in front of them and to put that sweat equity in, which may look like they're doing nothing. Believe me, I've looked for many years like I'm doing nothing. But once that ball gets rolling, it will not stop. So people don't not want to work. They do want to work. But they don't want to work the bullshit jobs, the bullshit hours, for the bullshit pay that's been offered. Okay, ciao.